The time now being at 6 o'clock, we will call this meeting to order, this being the February meeting of the Dawson County Planning Commission. I'd like to have an invocation by Neil Horns, if you would, please, Neil.
Dear Lord, thank you for this county we live in, and I pray that you can just guide us to make the right decisions on these cases we hear tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
I ask you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, we will have our roll call. Those present, okay. Let the record show Neil, Shelt, myself, and John are present. Steve Sandoval is not here tonight, but we do have a quorum, and we will continue with this meeting tonight. Gentlemen, I assume you've had opportunity to look over the minutes from January. Is there any amendments that need to be made, or if not, is there a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Moving a second to approve. All in favor? Motion is carried 4-0. The agenda that's presented to us by staff, also assume you've had opportunity to look over it. Is there any amendments need to be made to the agenda? If not, is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion to approve.
Moving a second. All in favor? Motion is carried 4-0. On the statement of disclosure, we will first hear from the applicant. We will then hear from those speaking in favor of the application, followed by those speaking in opposition. Each individual wishing to address the board will be allotted 3 minutes in accordance with the zoning regulations. All speakers are required to sign in and state their name and address for the record. Speakers must address the Planning Commission and not other members of the public. Any individual speaking in favor or in opposition of an application who has made campaign contributions in excess of $250 to any local elected official is required to complete a disclosure of campaign contribution form, which you can find up here at the desk. We'll begin with new business application for variance VA 25-28. Brian Barton with NLO Pools has filed an application with appropriate authorities seeking relief from requirements of the Dawson County Land Development Code, Article 3, Chapter 121.72. Applicant is seeking a 15-foot reduction from the required 20-foot rear setback. Is someone here to speak for Brian Barton? Brian Barton. If you would, please come forward. Please come forward. Write your name and address on the piece of paper that's there on the podium. For the record, please state your name.
Elijah Bowers.
And if you would, give us a brief representation of the need for a variance on this particular piece of property.
So we're applying for a variance to actually construct a in-ground gunite pool. And the client we're representing, they actually just purchased the land that the variance is a part of. But we still need to go through the process. That would to reduce the setback.
And you're looking for setbacks where that you can build within 5 feet of the rear property line, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay. Are there any questions to the applicant? Thank you. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the application? Seeing none, is there anyone here to speak in opposition to the application? Seeing none, at this time, we'll close it to the board for discussion. Gentlemen, any discussion on this 15-foot reduction for a pool? Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Motion is carried 3-0 with one abstention, being me. VA 25-29, David Savula has filed an application with appropriate authorities Seeking relief from the requirements of the Dawson County Land Development Code, Article 3, Section 121.67, 3C2. The applicant is requesting an 8-foot reduction from the required 15-foot side setback to remain no less than 7 feet from the both side property lines for the construction of a new home. Subject property currently zone VCR. Is someone here to speak for David Savula? If you would, please come forward, write your name and address on the piece of paper there on the podium.
I'm Raymond Smith, builder for David Savula. He had some business out of town, so asked me to come up. These lots are like a quarter acre, a little less than a quarter. And he has, on this property, he has a double wide that needs a lot of work, and it's like 2.5 feet from the side yard. And of course, he's got a septic system, probably 50 years old, I guess. We have already gotten a permit for the septic for this property and the layout that we have on it. A lot of these houses are over the line, or I mean, there's a couple that are over the line actually, and then there are a lot of them that are very close. So there's a lot of different things going on there. I think this will be a real big improvement for the property, and I think the neighbors are excited about it. It'll give them a reason to do more too, I'm sure. So that's kind of where we are with it.
Mr. Savula owns the adjoining property, is that correct?
He does, yeah.
And I'm under the understanding the mobile home is to be removed, is that correct?
It'll all go. There's another small building there that's going to go too. So we'll take everything out, build a new house, new septic system, and start over.
Any questions of the applicant? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the application? Seeing none, is there anyone here to speak in opposition to the application? Seeing none, at this time we'll close the board for discussion. Gentlemen, any discussion? Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the variance.
Moving a second to approve. All in favor? Motion is carried 3-0. You have your variance. ZA 25-12 Dylan Lee with Precision United has submitted requests to the proper authorities for a land use amendment to rezone 8.84 surveyed acres from RA to CRB to allow for a proposed development for self-storage facility. Proposed rezoning is consistent with the near future land use character area map. They're also requesting a special use to allow mini warehousing, subject property located at Dawson Forest Road East. Is someone here to speak for Dylan Lee or Precision United? If you would, please write your name and address on a piece of paper there on the podium.
Good evening. I'm Dylan Lee with Precision United. As stated in the application, this is a rezoning and special use request from agricultural residential to commercial rural business. The proposed use is a self-storage facility. We are requesting that the special use permit be approved to allow for mini storage within the zoning. We're not requesting any variances. We will follow the code requirements for the commercial rural business area. We'll follow any overlay requirements. Anything per the standards, we'll comply with those. I know there's facade requirements for building materials, those things that fall within this area. All of that will be followed in with the proposed project. One clarification here is this project is in the design phase, so the final size of buildings, locations of buildings, orientation of the site plan is not final. So this is just simply a request for the rezoning, understanding that the site plan may vary during the design process and during the planning review phase with the county staff. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to help out, reserve any remaining time to answer questions or comments.
So essentially, you have a concept plan before us. Okay.
Yes, sir.
As far as entrances to the road, one,
Yes, off of Dawson Forest. and there is a proposed right turn lane that goes with that entrance.
Very good. Any questions of the applicant? Thank you, sir. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the application? Seeing none, is there anyone here to speak in opposition to the application? Seeing none, at this time, we'll close it to the board for discussion. Gentlemen, any discussion? Is there a motion?
Motion to recommend approval.
Moved and second to recommend approval. All in favor? Motion is carried 3-0. This will be heard before the Board of Commissioners. You will need to present before them next month. Okay. Thank you. Under public hearings, Department of Community Development will present proposed text amendments to the Dawson County Code of Ordinances for proposed clarification, addition, or deletion. The matters related to the following sections of the County Code of Ordinances: Chapter 6, Chapter 30, Chapter 42, and Chapter 121.
Thank you, Mr. Hamby. So over the last about 6 months, staff has noted county code items proposed for clarification, addition, or deletion. We've also gotten some input from the Board of Commissioners about a couple of things related to alcohol that they would like to see. And so we're looking at Chapter 6, alcohol, 30 is business licenses, 42 is roads, and 42 is input from Public Works. Robert Drury is the department director. And then some 121 land use changes. But really the heaviest changes would be in alcohol. I won't go through everything. I'll note that Board of Commissioners will review this as a work session March 5th, and the voting session would be March 19. But we'll treat this as a zoning case in the sense that when I'm done speaking, I'll ask if you will please open the public hearing for anybody who wants to speak for or against, and we'll do that as well at the Board of Commissioners hearings. So alcohol, we're looking at confirming that an alcohol licensee has got to have a local agent. That means you reside in Dawson County or a touching county. And when you apply for an alcohol license, you shall be denied if the applicant has been convicted of a felony within 2 years preceding date of application. Applicants shall be denied a license if convicted of an alcohol-related offense within the 12 months prior. An applicant will be denied for an alcohol license or a server permit if the applicant has been convicted of 3 or more DUI within the previous 10 years. We've gotten certain clarifications and confirmations about what's in the application and what are limitations. One of the items that the Board of Commissioners wanted staff to look at was package stores. We've already got, I believe, 6 in the county and approximately 2 in the city. We may have 6 or 7 in the county. And so the proposal was to limit the max, have a max number of package stores and change the distance separation. Right now, it's a 1 mile distance separation on new package stores. That would increase from 1 to 2 miles. And so that would definitely limit, especially on the 400 corridor, getting a whole lot more package stores, and then add a maximum number so that the county shall maintain authorization for a max of 8 package stores within the unincorporated part of the county. There would be a new section on rooftop dining and bar service standards as a market option for restaurants. There would be a new section on based on market demand for wine bars in the entertainment overlay. And the entertainment overlay district, I know y'all are aware of it, but just for folks who may be listening or in the audience, the entertainment overlay district is just one property. It's just the outlet mall. It's not even the restaurants that are nearby. Like Taco Mac is not in it. Just within the entertainment overlay district, the outlet mall, there are certain abilities for maybe having a wine bar, having tastings, having somebody can maybe get a drink and walk around within a limited area. But again, not, at the edge of the parking lot or something, really just near the outlet mall. And we've got some limitations confirmed for cocktails on the go. That's mixed drinks for off-premise consumption. And let's see, And we talked about limited consumption outside premises for the entertainment overlay district. There would be limitations of delivery and online curbside pickup for malt beverages and wine. Some of this is catching up to market demand. Confirm catering license standards and confirm information about auditing and enforcement. Before I get into business license, any questions or comments about alcohol changes?
No.
Okay. Business license, Chapter 30. Right now, we've got home office and home occupation standards, which are unusual and somewhat confusing to sometimes both staff and citizens, where most counties in Georgia just have home occupation standards. Either you're running a business just out of a room in your house, or maybe you've got a good bit of land and you've got maybe an office in your house and also an accessory building that, depending on if somebody has 3 acres or more, they can have a home business, home occupation that can be out of their accessory structure as well. So we would just combine it instead of having home office and home occupation, just call it home occupation businesses, similar to most Georgia counties, and confirm those standards. Confirm the grounds for revocation of a business license when there are violations of county or state code or laws. Within Chapter 30, it also includes vape shops. And with market demand, there's been more use, but also more questions, concerns. And so it would be more of a modernized rewrite of the standards based on other Georgia counties, and then confirm things like when we have to do code enforcement, code compliance related to vape shops, how that process would work. Chapter 42 is roads and streets, and so Public Works has got some updates about driveways, and mostly it's related to the immediate area where it intersects a county road. And, we're talking about apron of asphalt and concrete, and then where needed, the culvert standard sizing, things like that. Our GIS staff, Joshua Tuttle, does a great job of street naming, working with folks on that, and with addressing. And so he's got some proposed changes just to confirm standard addressing requirements. Kind of an update for that. And then land use would be, we do have some development pressures that are close to stream buffers, and Dawson County is stricter than the state and some places in Georgia. And in valuing creeks, rivers, streams, the state has some places 25, some places 50 feet undisturbed buffer from the edges, the bank of both sides, the edge of rested vegetation. Dawson County has upped the ante where the standard is 50-foot undisturbed buffer from both edges, both banks, both edges of rested vegetation. And so because we've got this standard in place, it would be standards about when somebody proposes to have a variance to that, and then also limiting those variances, because the whole intent is to keep that 50-foot undisturbed buffer. Also confirm that building setback reductions shall be limited. If somebody wants to, again, come in and apply for, say, 15 feet down to 10 feet, that may be reasonable. But going down from 20 feet to 5 feet, while occasionally acceptable, is potentially concerning, depending on what properties are right beside it and where the structures are, things like that. So kind of limiting it to not have quite so many variances to go down to 2 feet or 5 feet. And then there's been a little talk about data centers in terms of hot topics, market demand, and the Board of Commissioners asked staff to look at them. And right now we don't have a definition. We don't have the use data centers in the code. There's not a lot of pressure for data centers in Dawson County based on a variety of factors, including the topography. But just in case somebody wants to do one, data centers would need a zoning case no matter what. It would need special use approval no matter what. and it would only be possible in the industrial CIR district. So very limiting on that. Any questions about businesses, roads, or the zoning land use information?
As you've mentioned, data centers. What about solar farms?
Solar farms, I mean, again, that's another one that we're not getting a whole lot of pressure on. It's mainly, a combination of the topography and really the land values. Dawson County is a great place. A lot of people want to be here. Land values are sky high compared to somewhere in middle or south Georgia, where you can get easily more developable and much cheaper land to do a solar farm. So we're not seeing a whole lot of pressure or demand for it.
But much like data centers, if they were to come in, where would they have to be located?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'll be glad to look into that. And then either myself or our staff can get you that answer. Yeah.
Any other questions? Thank you. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the proposed text amendments to the County Code of Ordinances? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition to the proposed text amendments to the County Code of Ordinances? It's by community development. Leaves with item L, adjournment. Is there a motion? Motion to adjourn. We're adjourned. Thank you very much.